Hello, good morning everyone. With today's class, Accounting Standard 10. So before to start this AS 10, is anybody having a doubt on the AS 9 theory as well as problem? If any issues are there, means doubts are there, I will clarify first that one, then we'll move to the Accounting Standard 10, that is AS 10. Okay, thank you. Move to the AS 10 now. So what your Accounting Standard 10 describes? So it was a study of, remember it was a study of property, plant, equipment. AS 10 is related to what actually? Property, plant and equipment. So by adding all these three, normally we call it is non-current assets, or it is also called fixed assets. So you can take it as the AS 10 deals with recognition of fixed assets. You can say it as in simple words. So not only fixed asset, also the depreciation indirectly, because earlier AS 6 deals with depreciation. Now it was removed and it is added in the AS 10 only. So fixed assets and depreciation, if I said, because depreciation comes for fixed asset only. So Accounting Standard 10, that is AS 10, is examines or covers property, plant, equipment. So nothing but non-current asset are also called as a fixed assets. So we are discussing now the recognition and measurement of the fixed assets. Let you take that the beginning introductory part. AS 10, as I said, that property, plant and equipment, nothing but all you can take it as a fixed assets or non-current assets, right? So these are prescribed in accounting treatment for properties, that is P&E means plant and equipments, so that the users of these assets need to show in the financial statement, right? I will repeat once again. The users, nothing but the purchasers of the business entities, need to show that one in their financial statement. So if you are the financial statement should could recognize, remember the financial statement should recognize and to appreciate, otherwise to show in the balance sheet, their financial statement about their investment made by any kind of the enterprises. Say example, if I say that in other way, say Mr. A is going to start the business worth of rupees 10 lakh. Assume that this was a capital. How this capital is to be utilized? What is the utilization of this capital? So utilization of capital, if you see that this was your balance sheet, assume that old format. Now here in this liability side you are writing the capital 10 lakh rupee. So what about this 10 lakh rupee, where it actually goes? You need to apply this one in the asset only. That is very important. So whatever your capital is there, so you should apply those capital, means your capital in the assets. It may be fixed assets, it may be in current assets. Fixed asset means to purchase the building, machinery. Current assets means example stock, or it may be your cash in hand is there. So whatever your total capital is there, it should be applied in the assets only. So how much portion that you applied in the fixed assets, that is a study in the AS 10. That is a study in the AS 10. So this 10 lakh rupees is called what actually? Investment. Right? So 10 lakh rupee investment, then where it is the invested? So it was invested in the, means utilized. Invested means once the money is taken into as a capital, it should be utilized. Where it is utilized? That is the proportion, fixed assets, current assets. I think all you know that the application of your fund or investment in the fixed asset is known as you are studying the capital budgeting. That is study in the capital budgeting. And application of your money in the current asset is a study of working capital management, working capital. Like that, so whatever that you invested the money in the portion of this fixed asset, that is non-current asset, nothing but plant, equipment, right? That should be studied in the this AS 10. How it is recognized, how you are going to show in the your finance statement. And the AS 10, AS 6, as I said that earlier, the AS 6, it comprises the depreciation, AS 6 related to depreciation. So now this AS 10 2, it was merged in the AS 10. So depreciation is removed from the AS 6. It was taken into AS 10 only. So it is also important to note that the AS 6, that is accounting for depreciation, stands withdrawn. See, it is withdrawn, and such matters are related to depreciation that should be included in the AS 10 only. As I said that the beginning only. So your AS 6 is withdrawn and it is clubbed or merged with AS 10 only. So the study of AS 10 is related to two things. One is fixed assets and associated depreciation. If I say that plant, it should be measured as business asset, then its plant means obviously you will get the depreciation for this. Once it is taken as a business plant, right, it is measured, then it should be shown in the financial statement. That is nothing but balance sheet only. Once you are showing the balance sheet, means the periodically the value of the plant will go down, that is machinery value comes down. So that is called a depreciation because of the wear and tear, reflection time. So many reasons are there for depreciation. So the AS 10 is the deals with the recognition of non-current assets or fixed assets. Along with that, its associated or its related depreciation also. It is included in the AS 10. Remember, it is not included in AS 6. AS 6 is withdrawn. That is very important. AS 6 is withdrawn. So all you have to remember, AS 6 is not there now. AS 6 means AS 6 not includes depreciation. What my point is, AS 6 is not include depreciation. So that's it. Next, applicability. So applicability of AS 10. So yes, applicability of AS 10 is property, plant and equipment. So what is that property? Property means nothing but if I say what is property, someone is saying that what is property? Property means it was depreciation. Sorry, it was your building. It was maybe building. It was maybe business premises, or to cut as campus also, business campus. That is to be considered in the property. So that is a AS 10 related to property like building, premises or campus. What is your plant? I think all you know that plant means machinery and other things. Then equipment means so many equipments. Normally you are using example in a thing that you are a manufacturing industry. So many the different type of the tools you are using for manufacturing purpose. That is to be taken into account here now. So property, plant and equipments are the three different assets that should be shown, that should be considered in AS 10. Clear? So now AS 10 is applicable or applied in accounting for, as I said, the property, plant and equipment. And this standard is not applicable or not applicable to. Where it is not applicable? I will repeat once again. Applicability means it is applicable for a plant. Next, property, plant and equipment. It is applicable only these three PPE. Remember PPE only. Property, plant, equipment. Where it is not applicable, so not applicable of, see, if you see this word is very important. So you are studying now the point A, point B is what? Not applicable. Not applicable means where the AS10 is not applicable. Not applicable of applicability of AS10. Let me start with one by one. Number A, this was a rule as it is stated in the AS10. Biological assets which are related to agricultural activities except for bearer plants, the standard is applicable to bearer plants. However, it does not apply to the produce on bearer plants. So very simple, biological plant, nothing but related to agricultural activity. It is not taken as a property. So it is not considered as a property. AS10 is not applicable here. Next, wasting asset, which includes mineral rights, expenses, exploration, extraction, oil, minerals, natural gas, and regenerative resources. So these are not considered as a PPE. It was not considered a PPE. So remember, wasting asset means mineral rights. Say example, mining right. So expenses related to exploration or extraction, right? Any expense related to this one and this one is not considered as a PPE. Oil, example, extraction and exploration of the oil, then minerals, natural gases, right? So these are not considered the PPE. It was not fit here because P means building. Example, I said that machinery and some equipments. So remember, these two are not applicable. The keyword is, you have to remember the keyword. The keyword is this one. One. If this one also keyword, biological asset. Sometimes they given that which of the following asset is not applicable for AS10. So they may be given you biological assets. If they given this one, so you can easily trace. If they say that agricultural activity, so you are able to quick that you are able to understand. Like here also, mineral plants, expenses related to exploration or extraction of the oil. You are easily identifying that yes, these are the items not applicable in the PPE. But the point is, sometimes they given that this point, which one, the wasting asset or biological assets. For that you have to carefully remember these points. Next point is recognition of assets, right? Recognition of assets and which asset is to be recognized as per AS10. That is plant, property and machinery. Property, plant and equipment. The cost of the property, normally whatever the cost of the property may be, building example, machinery, equipments, should be recognized as an asset if, number one, it is apparent that the future economic benefit related to the such asset. Say example, if you constructed the building for the example of rupees 10 lakh, once you invested your money in the building for construction 10 lakh rupee, it means in future it should generate the profit. Generate the profit, then only you spend the money for building. Say example, machinery you taken, that is in case of plant, it is in case of plant, it is in case of property, right? So if you purchase the machinery for rupees example 5 lakh rupee, is it you are having the economic benefit in future also from the machinery? Is it machinery will generate the profit in future for a long period? If yes, yes, it is recognized as a asset in AS10. Otherwise, it is not recognized as asset in AS10. So, whatever the PPE is there, if it is purchased or you are having those assets, it should generate the profit or it apparent that the future economic benefit. So, very important, it should generate the profit. So, once you purchase, used, and example, if I say that one machine A is purchased and it is purchased for only purchased and it is used and for 1 year. After that 1 year it is not reused in a second year, means the second year it is not possible to use. Again you have to purchase one more asset. In that case the AS10 is not permitted. So once you purchase the asset, it should be recognized an asset, it should be the future benefited also for the business entity. Then only it is considered as the AS10. Clear? So I hope it is clear, the first point. The second point is the cost of such asset should could be reliably measured. So the value, as I said, that is reliably measured here. See, the building is value 10 lakh rupee, machinery value 5 lakh rupee. It is measured. So that is, we have the one concept called in accounting concept, money measurement concept. Money measurement concept. So for every transaction, it should be measured with the money. So those entries are to be recorded in the accounts. Like that, it should be measured as a reliable value. So it should be reliable value means the trusted, the right amount for that asset. So that you have to mention, it should be reliable, trusted for the everyone, reliable value. Say example, machinery is there. Normally value of the machinery is 5 lakh rupee, but you are showing that 5 crores. It is not reliable, right? Normally average value is, highest value is 5 lakh rupee for asset, but you are showing in accounts 5 crores. So it is wrong. So it is not measured as an asset. So there is no chance to you to go for malpractices. Simple. The next one, measurement of cost of the asset. So how you are going to measure the asset cost? Right. Every business enterprises in the normal practice, in the normal course of business action, can select the revaluation model. So normally the businessman is applying the revaluation model for this year to next year. Every year end, the asset value is to be revalued. So if a building value is there, the building value at the end of the financial year, what is the value of that building? So in your last balance sheet, it shows that PPE example 10 lakh rupee. In the current year balance sheet, if you revalidate, it may be 15 lakh. It shows that straight away 5 lakh rupee increase. How it is done? On the basis of revaluation of asset or the cost model as the accounting policy, and employ the same to the entire class of its properties, that is PPE. Whatever the cost model is there, whatever your accounting policy that you applying normally. So based on that, you have to revalue your assets. According to the cost model, after recognition of an asset, of an item of the property, that it may be plant, that may be equipment, that may be property, it should be carried at the cost less accumulated depreciation. Say example, so cost, machine cost 10 lakh rupee. Assume that 10% depreciation is there on that asset as per the income tax rules, so 1 lakh rupee. So this is called cost model. Remember, this is called cost model. So on the basis of the cost model, you have to show your balance in the balance sheet. As per the revaluation model, once asset is recognized and fair value, this is cost model, I think I said that. In case of revaluation model, once the asset is recognized and its fair value could be measured reliably, then it must be carried at the revalued amount only, which is a fair value of such asset at that date. So as I said that the value of the asset in last balance sheet 10 lakh rupee, the same asset in the balance sheet in the means same asset in the market value, if you revalidate it shows that 15 lakh. So this is called revaluation model. So you should show the 15 lakh only in the balance sheet. So in this case, cost model 10 lakh rupee, like that example. So which is fair for your the asset. The revaluation must be done at a regular intervals. Regularly you have to go for your asset should be revaluation, ensuring that carrying amount does not differ much from that which would be determined using the fair value of the asset in the balance sheet. So you cannot show that the wrong value. Every year you should have the practice of this kind, your last balance sheet value and at present how much it is the value of that asset comes. So you need to regularly have to practice like this. That is two models are there. So measurements are two. One is cost model, two is revaluation model. Remember these models name. Now come to the point of depreciation. Which one? Depreciation. As I said that AS6 is removed. Now in the AS10 only they added the depreciation. So depreciation under AS10, that is property, plant, must equipment, as per this standard, means according to standard 10, depreciation charge for every year or every asset on the basis of every period must be recognized in the profit and loss account. What we said that that is the measurement of PPE. It is recognized where it is recorded in the balance sheet. Now you have to recognize the depreciation of PPE once you recognize where it is recorded, profit and loss account, like that. So you should recognize every period and it should be recorded in the balance sheet, means profit and loss account, unless it is included in carrying the amount of any other asset, so that it should be recorded. Depreciable amount of any asset should be allocated on a methodological basis over the useful life of the asset. So I think all you know that useful life of the asset means like this. In case of one method is the fixed installment method in depreciation, fixed installment, or what we call original cost method, or straight line method. So the formula like this: cost of asset plus the installation charges minus scrap value whole divided by, you are writing here estimated life of asset. Clear? So this kind of the asset we need to charge the depreciation as per the useful life of the asset. So every part of the property, that is PPE only, PE only, because property means the building comes. Building can normally the not depreciable, it should be appreciable asset, appreciation asset. So appreciable asset, plant and equipment whose cost is substantially with respect to the overall cost of the item must be depreciated separately. So you have to go for separately all the assets, right? So if the rates of depreciation are not same, you know that it is actually in income tax normally we practicing that as per the depreciation rules, income tax. So block of asset is there. What the block of asset says that nature and percentage of depreciation, right? Based on the nature and rate of depreciation, asset is to be grouped, asset is to be pooled or grouped on the basis of what? The group or pooled is on the basis of the nature and rate of depreciation of the such asset. So based on that you are going to block the assets, means block means group. So move to the last one. The standard also prescribes that the accounting standard also prescribes that residual value of the asset, otherwise the useful life of the asset, must be reviewed at the end of the financial year end. In case the expectation vary, that is whatever the value comes to you, that the balance is vary, means it shows a difference amount from the previous year estimation, charges must be accounted for the changes in the accounting estimates as per the accounting standard 5. That is, you show that in AS5 you recorded that net profit or loss for the period or prior period items are changes in accounting policies. So say example like this, normally the business money is showing like this. 1 minute, I will show you how actually it was done. See the difference, how actually the difference comes, why the difference value comes. Say, so you are charging the purchase of the asset is cost is example 1 lakh less depreciation. So your depreciation method is fixed installment, that is cost of asset plus installation charges minus the scrap value divided by estimated life of the asset. Your cost is 1 lakh. Assume that assume 0 is the installment, assume the scrap value is 0, divided by estimate life is 10. So every year your depreciation is 10,000 rupee per month. So 10,000 rupee per month first year, and depreciation second year After second you feel that so instead of charging the fixed installment method, fixed or original or straight line method, no, you are going to charge the now diminishing balance method, or return down value method or reducing a balance method. So you are interesting now 10% on the reducing balance. Now depreciation 10% on this balance 8,000, so it was 72. Now you think that every year depreciation is 10,000 rupee, but it comes now 8,000. So there is a difference 2,000. So this should be, you have to mention in the your this value is there. So any changes in the accounting policies. So you change the policy here. What you actually have to change? What policy you change here? So first 2 years fixed installment method, and after the 2 years you are changing your policy to example WDV, return down value method. So that is a change. So if you are switching the methods in accounts, that you have the permission to change it in as per AS5. AS5 you have to apply as per AS5. You can change your method also, no change, no problem. The method of depreciation employed must reflect the pattern of the economic benefit of the asset. As I said, that benefit must be required. Various methods of depreciation could be used allocating the depreciable amount of an asset on the methodological basis over the useful life of the asset. The method include SLM, that is straight line method, or original cost method, or fixed installment method. So the different names are there. The same name is also called fixed installment method or original cost method, and diminishing value method, that is DBM or WDV, or one more is a reducing balance method or unit of production method. So that one not there normally. So this was the theory of your AS 10, as well as asset as well as depreciation. So only this much of theory is there. If you have any doubt on the theory, I will repeat, otherwise we will go for the solution of the problems. Any doubt? Okay, move to the first question. Question number 1. Provisions contained in accounting standard in respect of revaluation of assets. What are the provisions included in the revaluation of the asset? So very simple. The one, revaluation of a fixed asset, that is according to accounting standard 10, accounting for a fixed asset. As I said that PPE means what? Accounting for fixed assets. The condition 1 is when fixed assets are revalued in a financial statement, the basis of selection should be entire class of asset of selection, entire assets, not only 1 or 2. All PP you have to take. If rate or depreciation are same, that is, I said that block of asset. Entire asset means you make the block of asset, then you charge the depreciation. The revaluation, second point, the revaluation of any class of assets should not result in the net book value of the asset, that class being greater than the recoverable amount of that class asset. So you should be right in the actual value, not more than any asset value. The accumulated depreciation should not be credited to profit and loss account. Example, you are preparing the accounts of 2020-21. So in 2020-21 you have to write the depreciation of 2020-21 only. Don't write example 2019-20 depreciation here. That should not be included. The net increase in the book value of asset should be credited to revaluation account reserve. That is, if any asset value increase, I said that 10 lakh rupee to revaluation model, 10 lakh rupee to 15 lakh rupee means what? Difference is 5 lakh rupee increase. It should be recorded in the revaluation reserve, where revaluation reserve account. Then on dispose of previously revalued item of asset, the difference of net disposal proceeds and the book value. Say example, one asset is there, its value is 10 lakh rupee. 10 lakh rupees asset. In this year it was sold for rupees 12.5 lakh. It is sold. Disposed means sold. Then the difference between these two you have to write only 2.5 lakhs. That should be recorded in the accounts. Say example of profit and loss account. So that was the provision containing the revaluation of fixed asset. Question number 1. And question number 2. Valuation of a fixed asset in respect of special cases. So in respect of a special case means nothing but the valuation of fixed asset is done in the AS 10 only. It should be done in the AS 10 only, right? So the case 1, that is the case 1, the fixed asset acquired on a hire purchase system, although the legal ownership does not vest in the enterprise, such assets are recorded at their cash value. So in case of if the asset is purchased in the hire installment system or hire purchase system, then you should write in the, don't depreciate it, you should write in the as per the cash value only. That is the first case. Second case, where the enterprise owns the fixed asset jointly with other partner or other firm, then in such case, share in that asset. Say example, it was a purchasing the 10 lakh worth of asset purchased in the share. Share means A and B, they purchased in the shares like 60% ownership, 40% ownership. So A will record 6 lakh, B will record 4 lakh. No, if the both of a person is investing the money to purchase the set of 50, that is half amount, 50%, then they will write the 5 lakh rupee and 5 lakh rupee like that. So if it is a joint ownership of any asset, is normally it was in practice, right? So these are the two things that you need to discuss in the question, right? You read the remaining part. That's it from AS 10. So still 2 or 3 questions are there. I will go for that question later. Any doubt from your side? You can write in the chat box also. It may be yes or it may be no.